Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Raid Shadow Legends, and you might notice that I have a special guest here on the video. Here we have Angrysagamer. We've been chatting for a little while about Raid. I know you're a bit of a newer player into Raid, and so that's why I think today's video is going to be really good because we're going to be talking about all of the mistakes that you should avoid as a new player, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
how are things going?
No, I'm good, and you? Thanks for having me on your channel.
Yeah, of course.
Um,
No, I'm glad that
I'm
we got to do this, and I hope that some of the tips in today's video will help other players, especially there's been a lot of new players coming into Raid with a lot of
yeah,
the collabs lately. So now is the best time to start if you haven't, which is why I'm going
exactly.
to be
Yeah,
talking about these champions that you can get, right? If you haven't started yet, or if you want to make a new account, an alt account. Download using the QR code in the top right hand of the screen or in the link below to get Narma the Returned, recently reworked. She's amazing in Clan Boss, and also Allure, Tagore, and Ruella at accounts level 10, 20, and 30. And don't forget to use the promo code Demon Slayer within the first 48 hours of a brand new account to get him. Amazing DPS champion. So let's start things off. Let's start with you. So, what is your
yeah.
first major tip that you would offer to someone new what to avoid?
I think the major tip is patience. Save your shards. Even if you feel like you need to pull, just save them. It's gonna be best in the long run.
There is a lot of shard based events. I mean, we even have a little bit, or we did recently with the fusion event, right? With Summon Rush. Every fusion
Mm.
event has two summon events with Summon Rush and Champion Chase. Now, fusions aren't super new player friendly if you're not, I would say in the
Yeah,
first 3, 4 months, it's a bit hard if you're not spending. Um,
yeah.
have you done any fusion events yet on your account,
Uh,
or
one, and that is what's the guy's name? Thorn. That what I forgot his name.
recently?
Um, Yeah, recently a
Oh,
fusion for here he
was
is,
it
Fawn
the
Golem,
Oh, okay. So the
an
epic, but
epic.
did you complete any of the
No,
legendaries though in
no,
the fusion
because
event? Okay,
even though I'm spending, I don't have enough shards to finish fusion, so I
yeah,
only managed to get Thorn Golem,
yeah, okay. One thing that I
and
tend,
that's why I'm saying save your shards,
mhm.
save it,
well,
because if
well,
I saved my shard from the beginning, it would have helped.
speaking of saving shards, I think one thing that's often overlooked is actually mystery shards because I don't
Yeah,
think I have it up anymore because I think Summon Rush is done as of recording this. But I
I
mean,
see.
to get, and it's not in my window, but to get the top epic, like the epic out of Summon Rush for the traditional fusion was 6,100 points, and like I almost have halfway there with just mystery shards. Like it might sound tedious as all hell to summon this for
Yeah,
that, but you can spend like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 mystery shards, and like that can get you the fusion right there. So don't discount the greens.
yeah,
Super
because it's
tedious,
one
but yeah,
point per
one
green, right?
right. So it can
Yeah.
help, right? And that's why I always say not to just blow these because some people just open up mystery shards and they do it for food or they try to get greens out of it and stuff like that. And I say don't do that, and
That's
so
exactly what I did, man.
go
And
into the
I pulled
market,
Misty Shorts to get blues.
buy these mystery shards here, and if you need greens, actually just spend the silver to buy them. That's what I do.
Mm,
If you're really, this is better than wasting your mystery shards just to grab greens. So that's just personally what I would recommend myself. But
okay. And you're gonna for your weekly challenges, you're gonna summon 25 anyway,
mhm.
mystery shards for the week, so you can just save those
Yeah, beyond the
champions
25,
you
I
get
think
from it.
that's what I mean is like save
Yeah,
the mystery shards.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Use them, consider them like event food, like for currency, for the summon rushes, the fusions, whatever, and that can really help you get there. So that's just something I wanted to point
So
out as well.
on that point, if you were to pull your mystery shards, how would you deal with the overflow of champions you're getting? Where would you
Yeah, that's
put
that's
those?
that's a good question actually. So, if I'm doing it for Summon Rush and I'm blowing like 2,000 plus mystery shards, honestly, at that point I would probably start using it as XP. I would like take one of my champions and I would go to upgrade level and I would do the instant upgrade button, which basically just
Mm,
takes all of your greens and grays and just eats it into the character. If you're doing it for a fusion event, I don't know, try to do it for one of the fusion characters that you need to level up, right? Assuming it's not a fragment fusion event, but if it's a hybrid fusion or a traditional
mm,
fusion and you have to level up some fusion characters, just find someone to level up and just throw all of it into there. I would keep some of the greens behind because I do like to keep a little bit of a nest egg, I guess, in my reserve vault. I do have like some greens just sitting around for a rainy day if I really am desperate. I do have like a range of
That's
greens just
fun,
sitting in
yeah.
there. But at some point, you don't need that many, and I would just food them or use them as
But if you
XP.
say you save them for a rainy day, what would that rainy day be?
Champion
To do
training.
what
So
with?
the champion training
Champion
events,
training.
basically for
Ah,
other fusion events. If I run out of characters to level up to rank up food or whatever, that's when I would. That's the rainy day, I guess.
okay,
So I don't run out
okay.
to do that because then that when you're that desperate, then you might have to use the mystery shards to
Hmm.
get greens, and so I never want to be in that position. So that's why I always keep a stack of greens in my reserve vault.
Okay,
You know.
okay.
Okay, let's
So
move on to number two. In my case, my number one, and this is something we talked about on your channel a bit, and something that I recommend for every single character, and that's make sure that you have speed boots, main stat speed boots on every single character,
yeah.
assuming that you have them. But I mean, you should make sure to do this because it's just an insane amount of speed. If you look at every single one of my characters, I have speed boots on at least. Well, I'm a bit further, so I have 5 or 6 star speed boots. But just in general, whatever star you can get, the highest star you can get, speed boots. Even if it's not particularly a good set, right? Just make sure that everyone's using speed boots. I can't stress this enough because this is a
Mm,
turn-based game where speed means a lot of things. So
yeah.
no matter what the set is, if you can get a good set, that's even better. But even if you're desperate and you need to use something else, just make sure that you're using speed boots. Really, because I seen a lot of people's accounts, including yours, actually, when we were talking about it, that people have like flat stat. We'll
Yeah.
probably get to that later, but flat stats or percentage on the boots because speed just matters that much. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just it. I think it's.
Is there a point in the game where speed it is too much speed is not a good thing?
It depends on what other characters you have. I think you don't want your DPS characters typically being too fast. It's better to
Okay.
have faster support characters who can keep their buffs going. But if your
Okay.
DPS say are way faster than your support characters, then they're losing their buffs before your support can get it back on.
Okay.
So I think it's
So it's
better if the support are
important.
faster because then they'll just apply
Yeah,
their own
okay.
buffs again.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think a
Okay,
good
so
range
that
in the end game, I would say, is like the 250. Like you don't want more than 250. But some of my support characters are
what
like
are
over.
DPS on your support?
Yeah, well, I mean, like my Donatello is like 269. So, like my main DPS, like I think my Tholin's gear is missing for some reason, but my Mikey is only at 217. So that's what I mean. Like he's
Okay.
one of my best DPS, but he's only at 217. So,
Hmm.
mileage will vary a little bit, but I would say the DPS should be a touch slower than your support
Okay. A touch. Okay, that's
overall.
that helps me. So now I know where to work towards.
There are very
How
few
to use
exceptions to the speed boot rule. There's certain characters, namely this guy, Hegemon. So he's a void legendary character, but his passive basically means he always goes first, regardless of his speed stat. So
it.
I
Okay.
don't give him a speed boot. I stack him with attack percent boots, which is the
Okay.
very few instances where you're not running speed boots. One other character I will point out for maybe non-new players, but this guy Calvalax. So lucky that I had both of these characters. But at the start of his turn, he places 4 poison debuff. Maybe you've seen him in the arena. I don't know. He
Yeah.
avoid this guy at all costs, but he places 4 poison debuffs on you, but with blessing of lethal dose, which increases his poison damage, and then also with this relic, it's a deadly combination. Arachne elixir, it like, jacks up the poison damage, and the
Hmm.
poison damage is based on his attack. So then that's another reason why I put a 60% attack boost on this guy. These two
Okay.
are like the only ones I have where I've broken this rule of speed boots. Very niche.
Okay.
Just wanted to throw it out there in case anyone lands their hands on these guys. Super fun in PvP.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about your
So
next one. Oh, or do you want to?
n-
Do you still want to talk about gear
no, no, no.
or
It's
boots?
still going to be gear. So, but it flows into the next one as
Hmm.
well. A mistake that I've made. So I guess I'm going to bring up 2 points, which is I think very important if you start out like I'm just going to quickly glance over one and then
Mhm,
get back to the other one. So my third one would have been save your silver as much as you can.
mhm,
Now, going back to the second one is because I ran out of silver because I spent it all over the place and I didn't really know what I was doing. I ran out of silver and I thought the best way to get that back is to sell gear. And it
mm,
is a good thing to
yeah.
sell your gear, but only your common and uncommon gear, so gray and green, right?
I think you
But I accidentally sold blue gear.
okay.
And so I like when you were on my account, I almost
Yeah,
have no gear left because I accidentally sold my blue gear because I just wanted to see how much silver I would have gotten
yeah.
if I sold my blue gear. And I think it was something like 16 million worth of blue gear.
I mean,
And instead of hitting cancel, I hit sold.
if I sold all my
And
accessories, I could get 81 million silver.
you can transfer that to my account, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm hoping not to hit the sell button because I think it does give you a warning though, so you must have clicked through the warning as well.
Uh, just trying to get rid of the pop-ups because there's so many
Yeah.
pop-ups in the game. You're used to getting just click it away, and I'm just clicking to get away. But so yeah, so what happened was I sold my blue gear, and the problem with that is that even if you had 96 million, that's not. Even if you have blue gear doesn't mean it's worse than purple or legendary or mythical. It depends on the stat. So keep
Yeah.
your blue gear. Only sell your gray and your green,
Yeah, I mean, some
I
people
would say.
may or may not know. I mean, what's the real differences between the qualities? It's actually just the
Yeah,
total amount of stats or substats that are on it. So you
yeah.
can see that basically on a purple. Well, maybe I should close. There we go. Oh, it's in the bottom left where I am. Right, that's the worst part because I'm blocking this. Can I maybe close down mine for a minute here? So purple gear tends to have three substats already at the base at level 0, right? But whereas for blue gear, do I have any? I don't know if I have very
I
many
need two.
actually
Yeah,
anymore.
right next to
I
that one. Not
do, but
right next to
I
that.
wanted just a base one that's not leveled. So this one right
Okay,
here
okay.
only has
Only
two
two.
substats, but overall it is one less total roll than you would get of a purple one. So in case people who are watching this are not entirely sure what the difference is in the quality, basically you're getting one more substat roll essentially per color. So blue has like 2 to start, purple has 3 to start, and legendary have 4 to start there, which is a bit easier to kind of see sort of what stats you will get, right? Instead of it just unveiling later. So good to know
Yeah.
if it might be good or not in advance. And then of course, if you get lucky with a red piece of gear, well, you get a special red highlight, and that just means an extra starting roll in a particular stat. I got lucky
Ah,
there with that speed roll there,
with the
didn't
speed one. Yeah, yeah,
I?
yeah. Yeah, so gear super important, even if it's blue. But I would
Mhm.
say, if you do want to purge your gear, don't purge 5 and 6 stars unless they really bad stats for blues.
I think this is
But
this
like,
is something that's quite tricky for some players. I think is knowing what to purge. I actually did a whole video on this. I'm like what how I look at it, and it's really going to depend on where you're at in the game. I think this is not something where I could. What I'm purging is not exactly what you should purge because
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I have a higher threshold where I don't keep as much stuff as probably you would need to keep.
yeah,
So
exactly,
I
exactly.
actually do purge 5-star blue gear,
Yeah,
but that's
well,
not something
you're
that you would be
basically in
doing.
game. I'm still early, so
I
difference,
do
yeah.
keep 5-star purple gear, but I don't keep 5-star blue anymore. So when I'm doing autoing, I set up a filter where it just kind of sells that off. But
Sells
for
that
people
off,
who are
yeah,
like probably up to 6 months, probably shouldn't do that. That's just something that I do.
yeah.
So it does get a little bit easier to hoard your silver when you're a bit more picky on what you're upgrading. And I guess that's another
Mm.
thing too, because silver can go really fast. And so you
Yeah,
should be careful
exactly.
of what you're upgrading. Don't I'm not sure if we're exactly, maybe I should just bring it up now, but I'm not sure if we're talking about flat stats or not, but don't upgrade flat
Well,
stat
yeah, it's
gear.
yeah,
I'm not sure if I was going to
yeah,
specifically bring it up here, but I don't have very many of that. But make sure that you're using percentage based gear on your gloves and your chest pieces. So like you don't
yeah,
want like flat attack, flat defense, and flat HP. That's a good
mm,
way to avoid wasting silver. So on that silver
yeah.
note there.
Well, that's where when you decide what to upgrade, because your daily missions is going to tell you to upgrade. Every day you have to upgrade gear.
That's true. Yeah,
Um,
I think I've done it already. But
and
yeah.
so and then for newer players, because this is something I didn't know how to use properly for the first month because it's not something that bothered me.
Mhm.
but when I needed to start doing it, I didn't know how to do it. But the filter, how to use the filter correctly to
Mm,
find the gear that you want to upgrade,
yeah.
I think that's something that people need to learn fast.
What I often do is as far as good gear, I often just
Mm,
filter substat speed. And because oftentimes a lot of the good gear is going to have to include speed substat. You want a decent amount of speed. I mean, when you're, I don't know, by about 6 months in, you should be aiming towards around 200 speed as a bare minimum. So, finding which pieces of gear have speed substat, I would kind of start there, take it up to level 8, see if it's any good, that kind of thing, before I go
mm.
further than that. 8 is a good kind of middle ground spot where you're not wasting a lot of silver, but you can kind of suss out whether or not the piece is any good or not.
Yeah, yeah. And then also again on this rolling gear, that if you see all these other YouTubers, because this is a mistake I made. I saw like Papa Drock, for instance. He's upgrading gear, and then he upgrades it four at a time just to see what it rolls into. And if it doesn't roll into what he wants, then he sells it.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, maybe I should follow the same logic. But I'm a new player. I need the gear that he's selling, that
Hmm.
he feels is trash. Could be real good treasure for me. So don't just sell your gear.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
might need it somewhere.
huge difference on like whether you're a 2 month player, a 6 month
Yeah,
player, or a
exactly.
12 month
Yeah.
player. My thresholds for selling might is going to be significantly different than what probably yours is going to be. So that's
Yeah.
definitely a good idea
So
as well.
just keep your gear for the first 6 months. Just keep it.
I do a purge
Unless it's
maybe once a
clean
month.
and
Like I actually last night I sold about 300 pieces of gear. That took me a while. I hate gear purging. It just takes so long
yeah.
for me. I do this maybe once a month, honestly, just to, if I get dangerously close. And we even got plus 400 more pieces. It capped at 1600.
Mm.
Now we're at 2000.
Yeah.
And it's like you can never have too much, like too many slots. Like
Yeah,
it's gonna be a
exactly.
constant complaint. But anyways, I
Yeah.
digress. uh, I,
Okay, so
I
we
think
we
that
spoke
brings.
about that now.
I think that's
Yeah, no, sorry.
gonna bring me to my next one, I guess, which is
Yeah.
gonna. This should be a little bit quicker. It's pretty simple. Classic arena. Just do this as
Mm.
much as you possibly can. Literally, I'm gonna do it right now while we're recording this video here because I'm still needing. Like I'm a year in and I still haven't finished the Great Hall. It takes forever. Now, this is what I'm telling you about Calvalax. These two characters, Calvalax and Hegemon, because they go first.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I this is my somewhat toxic arena team because I just go in. You can find he's got a hegemon too, and so I do avoid these. But yeah, it's kind of fun. I win a lot, but I don't do so well against Stone Skin because yeah, there we go. We just go first all the time, and then they die from the poisons. We'll take a turn or
Yeah.
something, and then die from the poisons. Always do your classic arena. That's what I mean because the amount of crests or whatever I think it's crests are bars. Hell, I don't even remember what the currency
Medals.
is.
Medals.
Sure,
Medals.
that you need a lot of these things. You need it for
Oh
arbiter
yeah.
missions specifically, but even post arbiter, you need this a lot. So if you have the time, if you're logged in, why haven't I won yet? Is it gonna kill me?
It's taking
Is it gonna
it's
kill
taking
me?
forever.
Oh, God. Maybe it is a pain. Oh my god, I got feared. I think he's gonna solo me.
Yeah, he's
Okay, I mean
yeah,
this was
yeah.
not supposed to happen, but yeah,
Yeah,
Fabian's a
you
monster.
died.
Go check out my fusion tier list because he's definitely on there. But yeah, refresh. Oh, I didn't have artifacts on Tholen. That's why. But my
Oh
point
yeah,
is,
you mentioned that in the beginning.
I'm going to be mentioning this in a little bit here because I actually move my gear around a lot.
Mm.
So that probably would have helped me win that. But yes, the point is, make sure that you're doing Classic Arena a lot because even for me, who's like a month in, sorry, a year in almost, is that my Great Hall has a lot of work to go. But one thing that I would like to point out is that if you're doing the Arbiter missions, you do need to get
Yeah.
one of these affinity bonuses to 10. Now, I
Yeah.
have quite a few at 10. I think you need to get 2 to 4, and then you need to get 1 to 10. I
Yes.
personally
Yes.
recommend accuracy because accuracy, outside of speed, is the two most important stats. You can't upgrade
Mm.
speed, unfortunately. But what I would recommend as far as which affinity, that's going to depend on, I guess, the majority of your roster. So whichever your strongest characters are that have debuffs, you should probably take that accuracy up to 10. For some people, it could be magic. For some people, it could be
Mm.
force. For my alt account, I think I did magic. And I think for this account, I did magic as well because I started with Alice the Wanderer was the chase like in January. She's magic based, so I wanted to get that on her. And like Ugo is magic, some of my starting characters that I had back then. was magic. So I think the vast majority of my special characters were magic based,
Magic.
and
Yeah.
so my affinity. So I want whatever one that you have the most of that have debuffs, grab that one first. It takes a while, like to get even 1 to 10. I've been spamming this a lot. Like I do about 30 to 40 wins a day. I kid you not, and I still only have 5 at 10 and like two more at 9. So I'm getting there,
Mm.
but there's still so many. I think this takes like 3 years to max out. Like it could take you a long time to
Yeah.
grind this out. Great Holly is crazy. So yeah, accuracy
Yeah.
first, 1 to 10, and then after that, do the rest. Do the rest of the accuracy.
Yeah.
That's my personal
So the
recommendation.
mistake I made with the affinity bonuses here is that I was chasing the challenges,
Mm.
and in the challenges I was chasing the arena challenges to get them done.
Yeah, I don't have the quest
And
anymore. I already cleared that, but
yeah,
yeah,
you've so with those challenges, they tell you to upgrade affinity bonuses in the hall.
hmm
So if I wasn't chasing that, I probably would have been done with the Arbiter mission where I'm right now, because I need to get 1 to 7, and
hmm
that takes 700 gold, and I've only got 408 gold now, and it's taking forever to get there.
yeah.
So if I didn't chase the challenges to get that done, I probably would have been busy with my last one or close to the last one, to get them leveled up to get past that.
I mean, obviously, this is like as you get more champions, this is going to be immensely helpful in your game. But boy, does this take a long time. Like even for people like myself who grinds a lot of this stuff, I'm still really far away from completing this. We'll see in 24 in one more year how far I am. It's just it's kind of crazy that they haven't actually made this a little bit easier in terms of this
How
grind for players.
how long did it take you to get Arbiter?
3 months, I think, just under 90 days actually. So if you are very, I was gonna say consistent, but if you're really just focusing on this, I think it's doable less than 90 days. I've heard of some people doing it in 60 days. Really just depends on. There are some of the missions, the arbiter missions, that are time locked, where you have to do potion keep or certain things that
Yes.
are, only of certain days, unless you want to force it
Yeah.
open with gems, which is not great, but
Not. Yeah.
so it is definitely doable. The other parts is very at the very end of the arbiter mission line. You need to do stage 20 of the dungeon, so that's going to be a little bit based on your roster. So whether or not you have the
Yeah, well,
tools to do
I'm
that. So
already farming stage 20 of all of those dungeons,
okay.
so that's fine. My problem is what's ahead now for me with the Arbiter missions is the damage that I need to deal in Nightmare, Demon Lord,
Mm-hmm.
and my clan hasn't got Nightmare open yet, so we're stuck.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I guess there's two things: either you push your clan to do it, or if you don't know your clan well, you could jump the boat and look for one that does have
It's my
Nightmare
clan.
online.
I'm the
Oh,
leader.
okay. Well, all the yeah, I actually built mine from the ground up when I started playing in January, so it felt really good when we kind of passed those progressions together. And we went from doing Ultra Nightmare, but not actually killing him, to actually killing him,
Mm.
and then it felt
Yeah.
really good together because we're all Discord clan members from my other game that I play on my main channel, and they've all kind of come over and now they're playing with me here on Raid, and we all have this Boilon. We call it Boilon's
Yeah.
army. I don't know. It's lame, but I just made this up to so that people knew.
But it works, so
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
uh,
Um,
okay, let's go to your next one then. I guess we
my
have. I
next
think.
one is gonna be Save Soulstones.
Okay.
Oh, I haven't spoken about. Yeah, Save
We
Soulstones
have not. Now,
because
I just want to say that before, because you were looking at my roster, I have recently done the Hilvy Deck of Fates, so I am bankrupt because of that. So yes, normally I would have much more, but I literally just pulled it as of recording today, so that's why I have nothing left.
okay. Well, yeah, so that's what I wanted to say is on the Deck of Fate, because when I unlocked my Altar of Souls, I started spending it immediately. The Altar of Souls also unlocks Iron Twins, so I just did every day doing my Iron Twins. As soon as I get it and I can buy a Mortal Soulstone, I'll buy it and I'll spend it, which I would recommend not to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's two trains of thoughts, especially for players who are like in the first 3 months. Basically, I would, yes, also save soul stones and shards. We talked about that before. There is some people who would say to pull them only on 2x bonuses, though, to
Mm.
get you maybe not on soul stones, but I guess maybe I should have mentioned that in the shards part. That some people do that for shards to get some new stuff for your roster. but I would
Yeah.
never just randomly pull a soul stone. Like if you're gonna do it at all ever, make sure it's at least a 2x. Otherwise, save it for an event. Deck of Fates are
Yeah.
very punishing because it takes a lot of saving to be able to do that. Like even for me, who's a year-long player, like I have to save for 2 months free to play to be able to gather enough resources while doing most of the other milestone events that give you. You might have noticed that there's some events milestones that give you immortal soul
Yes.
stones and stuff like that.
Yes.
Typically Sand Devil, I think, and some Gear Ascension tournaments. Like I do all of these just to save up more of these immortal soul stones for that next deck of fates. So it's
Yeah.
brutal. The soulstone events are brutal. But yeah, definitely saving them really helps you get those. In that case, or in this case, got me Hilvi, right? The dwarf is going to be sitting in my fragment, my summoning portal until I
You're gonna
decide to do that.
wait for CVC, or when would
Maybe
you
a
do that?
champion chase, or maybe we'll see. I'm not desperate for it right now, so I might pull it when I can get some better benefit out of that, which would be either a personal CVC, or a champion chase
Yeah.
event.
Yeah. Personal
We'll
CVC is
see.
very important. Yeah.
Those are my characters sitting in
Yeah.
that portal.
Nice.
All right, let's move on to one thing that I think has become more important. I mean, I guess you were playing when this was already a thing, but the fact that we get free gear removal. Now, I think you started playing when this
Yeah.
was already a thing, but let me tell you
Yeah.
how annoying this was that you had to like pay essentially like anywhere upwards to like a quarter of a million silver just to remove one piece of gear. But
Damn.
this has really opened up, and why you notice that my characters sometimes are ungeared because I
Mm.
move my gear around. So I want
Because
to
you have the
talk about
freedom.
yeah, I want to talk about the preset manager and global
Mm.
presets. So I have ignore some of the names, maybe it's a bit more clear at the bottom here, but I've set up basically different sets of gear for different champions, and I kind of know based on how I word it, like this is for HP based champions, this granite new HP. So if I have another HP based champion, I could just move this set over to them. And
Yeah.
I do have to remember though, because as you notice, sometimes I go into arena and I don't have my gear equipped, which can be
Yeah.
I need they need to give you a warning before you hit
Warning
enter.
before, not
Like he
after.
has
Yeah.
nothing equipped. Yeah, they tell you
Yeah.
after you do the battle. Oh hey, you didn't have any gear equipped, but
Yeah.
maybe let me know before I hit the button. But I
Exactly.
do move my gear around from time to time. My Xenomorph is empty because he uses one of my other DPS sets, so I would go in here. If I'm using him for, say, Faction Wars or something, I would go down here, and I think I would typically take I have a Mikey set, so I would just go over here, Mikey main, equip it, yes, and there it is, and it's just quickly over there. And this allows you to use some really good gear that you have on one character, but then if you're not using them in the same battle, you can just kind of flip it over to your other character, whether it's for, I don't know, Cursed City, Doom Tower, Faction Crypts, this stuff that you can move your best gear around, and that way that they're still performing a little bit better. It's a bit of
You see,
micromanaging,
I
but
didn't
I think
know.
it's really nice.
I didn't know about the global presets. I only used for this champion preset.
Yeah.
I didn't know that global presets you can just willy nilly with them.
Yeah, so you have 5 champion presets. You probably don't even need that many for a single champion. But you have
Mm.
50 global presets. So I would have like some tank set. I forgot what I called it down here. Vizix tank. I try to kind of like I put the character's name in that I originally designed it for. But if there are any
Ah,
type of characters like that, like other tanks, then I would just take it and then move it over to one of my other tanks that I'm using for
okay.
mostly faction crypts. But there's some Curses City. It has like different traits and different stuff where I would kind of re-equip different characters.
Mm.
And yes, it's some micromanaging, but it just helps keep your really good gear kind of still in use, I guess, on those other characters because it takes quite a lot of time to find a good gear set for each character. And so this is kind of that in between where you can kind of just shuffle your stuff around. And I think it really does
Yeah.
help.
Yeah. I think I need to start utilizing that on my account.
I think we still have one more for each of us, so I think we still have one more from you. So
Yes.
your
Yeah.
last one.
My other thing is food champions. I don't think a lot of people understand food champions well. I didn't in the beginning. I had no idea what food champions was. But now that I know what a food champion is, also my tip is to utilize the food champions correctly, to level them up correctly. What would your tip be on food champions? How to best utilize a food champion or to upgrade them?
So in this instance, I mean, for why I'm in the game, I basically consider anything that's blue or below as food, with few exceptions, of course. But
Yes.
or with some exceptions, as I meant to say. But I can take this for example, my Diabolist, who you probably see if you're farming chapter 12, you get a crap ton of these Diabolists and Hound spawns.
Yes.
These are so
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is definitely worthy to eat for food. But since I have a level 30 Diabolist, I'll go into my upgrade ranks and now normally, and this is going to go into my next one, is that I normally would level champions up. You see that I have them at level 15, and that's because for
Yes.
champion training, you typically want to put some brews into even your rares before feeding them, or before eating them, I guess you could say, to get some double
Okay.
value there. So as much
Yeah.
as I want to go like that, I would save these to brew for champion training to get some value from the event out of that before I do that. So I would go like say this, I guess, and then because they're level 15, and then eat that, right? But that's why they, if you noticed, I don't know if you also predate this or not, but the brew upgrade button, this is pretty new,
Yeah.
like literally a couple of months
Yes.
old.
I use it all the time now.
And
It's
this
awesome.
was designed for champion training, that you would just
Yeah.
put brews in here and that would give you champion training points. Is a really fast way. And so I guess this is kind of spilling over into one of mine, is that I would put brews into any rares or epics before consuming them. So doing this,
Okay.
especially during a champion training event, that's the best time to do that, because obviously if there's no events going on, then there's no point to brew them because you're not
Yeah. Just
getting
for
any
the
points
points,
out of
yeah.
that. Otherwise, you could just brew to
Yeah.
level 1, or you could just eat them at level 1.
Yes. Yes,
But
then it's not gonna matter if
yeah,
you
then it doesn't
really
matter.
need to
Like if there's
upgrade
no
them.
event on and you really want a food upgrade, go for it. Like it's not a
Yeah.
big deal. But if there's a champion training running, make sure that you level it up a bit before you consume them, is what I would recommend. As
Yes.
far, I mean, I don't know if that completely answers everything there. I do sometimes, see, I'm at the point where I have a lot of blues, so I often don't need to rank up greens anymore. Sometimes I
Mm.
do, I have a few here that's at level 20, so I'll just go ahead and do that. And that basically makes it up to 3 star. But I wouldn't say I have any particular strategy. I mean, like, do you, of which characters you upgrade? Do you have a,
No, no, I don't have a particular strategy. It's just that it takes so much energy
yeah,
and time just to get because if you need five, if you want to get your rank 5 champion to 6 star,
mm,
you need 5 of those food champions.
yeah.
But to get them there, it needs to be 4, but then 4 needs to go
Right,
into
and so it,
one
it does
level
take a
4.
while. If you
It's
really
a
break it down all
lot
the
of work.
way, it does take some time to kind of, I guess, climb the ladder, so to speak, to get there.
And that's what I need to do now to get my Turagi to 6 star so that my team can fare better in Demon Lord. But it
Yeah.
takes so much time. It just discourages you. I wish there was a better way or a quicker way to win 5 star chickens or 4 star
I think there
chickens
is.
at
Well,
least.
so for me, I don't have. There's a couple of reasons why I don't really have this problem that much. Is because I'm not actually getting as many champions that I want to upgrade to 6 star as much. Maybe once a month I might get a good champion that I want to take to level 60, but they don't come that frequently for me anymore. So
Because of your where you are in the
where
game.
I'm
But
already
for
at,
us,
yeah, I
early
already have a
game, yeah.
good amount of characters. But throughout that month, I am going to be picking up, 5 star turkeys. So you do get 5 star turkeys in game modes like Cursed City. In I don't know if they drop in Doom Tower, but they drop in Grim Forest now. And so there's alternative ways that you can pick up turkeys, which kind of help you not have to grind the food as frequently. But you're going to notice in the early game, especially in the first 6 months, that you're doing this a lot. Just when you get to where
Mm.
I'm at, maybe about a year in, like you're kind of sitting on food already, because I'm not, like, I have like 4, 8, 5 stars. I have one feast and 6 5 star turkeys. So that's like I
Mm.
can get 360s probably right now that I'm sitting on. So
Yes.
I'm doing pretty decently. And when it comes to 4 star food, I have a decent amount of turkeys as well. So you will find that eventually it will ease off over time. But yeah, in the
Yeah.
beginning, it's definitely a bit rough.
But you mentioned Curse City. Um I'm doing Curse City now. But some of the bosses I can't take down. Like
It's tough to break into. So I mean, I can
oh my
definitely
goodness.
I can definitely sympathize and empathize with there. You can see like on hard mode, some of these places, that's like a 5 star turkey, I'm sure. And I've done about half of Cursed City hard, 58 of about 101 stages, and then normal I can typically full clear now. So I've done almost everything in Cursed City normal. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's tough. The restrictions are quite tough in Cursed City as far as a broader roster. That's why I kind of mentioned Grim Forest, because I'm absolutely loving Grim Forest. It's a lot
I
easier to
can't
pick
do
up.
it yet.
It's a lot easier to pick up free. You're not level 55 yet.
No,
Hopefully you
I'm
will be soon.
54.
Oh, you're so close. When this opens up, like you're gonna get a lot more resources out of this. It's also a lot more fun than Cursed City. But another area to get some free resources, basically. So once
But
you
what
have
I've
access to
seen,
this, I think it'll be easier.
from Grim Forest is it is also it needs specialized champions to get through some of those bosses. Um,
Sometimes, yeah. I think in normal,
so
it's a little bit easier to break
is it
through. You can brute
okay?
force it a little bit better, especially as you
Mm,
level up. You get like, well, I'll show you my hard anyways. I'm like level 27 squad progress, and I'm sitting on with like plus 600 resistance. I made a video about this that like resistance
okay,
is a bit of a cheat code in Grim
is
Forest.
it
I essentially walk around on every boss fight, and they can't touch me because they can't land anything. So they will do some damage, but they won't land any of their debuffs. A lot of their special mechanics are just ignored because I resist everything. So
Mm.
yeah, once you do get to
Well,
Grim
okay.
Force, pick up resistance as your stat mod there.
I'm gonna study your video right before I hit level 55 and
But
then
it's a
open
lot
up
of
Grim
fun.
Forest.
Like I've been having a lot of fun with Grim Forest. I've mentioned this on multiple videos, and I think it was definitely a very good inclusion in raid. So I'm super happy about that. But again, a
Yeah,
great place to pick up some extra free resources. So
extra
yeah,
resources. Yeah,
especially the turkeys. You can find turkeys and stuff lying around.
the Turkish. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I need that. Well, that's it from my look. I have a lot more, and I guess we can speak for hours on this, but I
Yeah.
don't want you to post a 5-hour video. But for now, I guess that's it from my side.
I think that covers my five as well. Again, there would be more to say, and I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to talk about more on a
Oh
future
yeah.
video or something.
Yeah, I think we need to do another one of this because so I can pick your brain. I think we just let me pick your brain and you just share your knowledge with me. And I guess that's the best way people will learn as well is just by some noob
Yeah,
picking someone else's brain.
there's a lot of new players coming into raid, and there's always some stuff to talk about, especially with some of the new content that's in the game right now. I mean, now's the best time to really get started. I mean, hey, just for a few more days, I also want to I'll use this chance to talk about my promo link. Right, we got to do this at the very end. I've used the QR code at the top right hand of the screen or the link below. You'll get Narma the Return. And the reason why you should start playing a new account is because you'll get yourself a really fancy alien that we're going to talk about. I think there's only a few days left on this, so depending on what time you're watching this or what day you're watching this. But also get Allure Tagore and Ruella, and don't forget to get Tholand Falbeard absolutely free by using the promo code Demon Slayer. But before we go, I do want to talk about a Xenomorph because I believe the last time that you can actually get him to start getting him is December 26th. So if you're watching this beforehand or if you're watching this after, just be aware that, yeah, after the 26th of December, you might not get his login calendar anymore, unfortunately. So
Yeah, that would suck for anybody that starts late because he's
there
awesome.
there
I
probably
mean,
will be
he's a
another
cheat
chase,
code.
but yeah, these free
Yeah,
legendaries are absolutely amazing for new
and
players.
he's a cheat code in Demon Lord. He deals so much
I know,
damage, man.
I know. They're
He's
all
awesome.
absolute knockout year for Plarium and Raid Shadow Legends. Of course, more to talk about though on those in future videos. But I do want to thank you,
Yeah.
Angry SA
No,
Gamer,
thank you.
for coming to the channel here, and so we can do this video here. And we should do an update again. When the holidays are a little bit less busy for both of us,
Yeah,
and we can
yeah,
reconnect and do another video for the channels.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I'd love to do another video. Like I said, let me pick your brain. That's how I'm going to learn the best. But thank you for having me, and happy holidays to all of your subscribers and to you.
Thank you
But I'm
very much.
sure we'll talk again on message,
Yeah, yeah.
whenever.
Absolutely. And to everyone else who made
Yeah,
it this far, thanks to you guys for sticking around and watching the video. And as always, what do I normally say? That's it for now, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
And if you like
Cue
this
outro.
video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.